So, hello.
Hello.
You know that in Saint Clotilde, we've been involved in a Comenius project entitled Living and Working in France as a Foreigner. You are from South America, aren't you?
Absolutely, I am.
Right, and so you're going to tell us about how you get along with the French lifestyle and how you manage to get all the papers, administrative papers, to be able to work in France properly. So first of all, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, perfect. Well, my name is Neider. I'm from Colombia, and I've been living in France for 8 or 9 years for about. I'm a Spanish teacher, and I work at St. Clotilde High School. I'm here because I studied in my country languages. So normally, when you study a foreign language, you need to live for some time in a foreign country. So in my case, for example, I decided to live in France because I studied French as a foreign language. That's why I'm here. Firstly, then I was very lucky because I could work as a Spanish assistant in another high school. So I was supposed to come back to my country, but I stayed instead. So that's why I'm here.
Right, thank you. And where do you live precisely in Strasbourg?
Well, in Strasbourg, I live in the Robertson neighborhood, not really far from the center of Strasbourg, and it's not very far from the high school from St. Clotilde.
Right, and do you have family here?
No, I'm alone. Well, alone, no. I'm living with somebody who is sharing my life.
Right. Is she French?
Yes, absolutely. From
Right.
Paris.
In Paris. Was it easy for you to find accommodation?
No, actually, it was very complicated, sorry, to live in France. I mean, from the beginning until now. At the beginning, I lived in the intern in the high school, so it was very practical because it was the first year living in France. After I moved and I lived in a little studio apartment, and then now I'm living with my wife.
Right. And what administrative papers did you have to take care of to get accommodated? Lots of
Lots,
them?
lots. The more difficult document was to have, well, it was not exactly a document, but to have a guarantor. I mean, it's very difficult when you arrive when you are living in a country, you don't know anybody, you're completely alone, and just to meet someone who can say, "Oh, okay, Nader, I can stand as a guarantor for you," and then it was the most difficult part of this procedure. Then you need to have a job, absolutely, to have a job, or if you are living, if you come from another country, from the European continent, well, maybe your parents can help you with that. In my case, it was not possible because I was here, I was working, and I continue helping my parents in Colombia. So it's quite different. So for me, it was just do it by yourself and meet someone who can help you to as a guarantor. So it was a more difficult part than to have a job, and well, after that, to look for an apartment. But you can do it in different ways. For example, you can just visit the city and to look at every panel outside the apartment, which is free, or you can go to an agency, but it's very very expensive. So I decided to do it the first situation. I mean, just visiting the city and looking at every free apartment. So in that way, I could find someone. someone nice.
But are there agreements between your own country and France for people to move to France? For people from your country to move to France
Oh,
and
yeah.
settle in France? Are there agreements? Because you're not part of the European Union.
Oh,
So-
yeah, yeah. I mean, there are lots of things to do before leaving my country and after just once being in France. Before leaving my country, so I need to have a degree. I have a master's degree in my country. So once I finish that, I've got it. So I need to take some exams, national exams, because there are just some specific places for just 30 people at that moment. So I need to take some national exams to be selected. So I was lucky because I was selected, and then I started just having a passport, then some insurances to travel abroad, and then the most important thing it was to have a visa, what that part wasn't absolutely, it wasn't at all very easy because you need to take other exams. You need to go to the embassy and well to do many things, procedural, official things. So it was very difficult. So that was before leaving my country. I travel, and once in France, it was the same. Very difficult, very official procedures to do. Like, for example, going to the local authorities, the prefecture, for example, having a work permit, because as a foreigner you can't work everywhere. You need a permit. And then opening a bank account, and then having an apartment accommodation in general terms. So it was very complicated, many things to do, lots of time to waste.
Can you be more precise when you say lots of time? How long did it take to have all this done?
Well, because when I arrived here, people knew all of that. So we had 15 days just to try to do everything. So every day for 5 days, I went to the prefecture, which is the local authority in France, and is the place in which you're going to have a residence permit. How can I say that? There is a precise term which is la carte de séjour in French, but in other terms it's just a residence card or something like that. And so for 8 days I went every day, just making the line very early in the morning, waiting for 3 or 4 hours, just waiting your turn, and it was very difficult at that moment. So 8 days you wasted 8 days just doing that, without taking into account just the fact of going to the bank, insurances to go to the other offices or other places, etc. So I spent lots of time doing this.
All right. And how old were you at the time?
How old I was? I was 30, 31.
31.
No, I'm 40.
Right.
No, sorry, I 31 or 32. I don't remember. Now I'm 40.
Right. And did you have to go through a medical exam as well?
Oh, absolutely. I forgot that. Absolutely, it was for the OME in French. I don't know the exact the term in English, but in French is OMI, which is the Office of Immigration. and that you're going to be exam, you're going to be, well, you're healthy or not, you can stay or not, etc., etc. So you need absolutely that piece of paper.
So you pass through the exam,
Uh,
definitely.
no, not exactly through. I stayed there. I wait. It was half a day, because you wait. You're called. You're examined for the doctor by the doctor, and then, well, to pass through that. Yes, but
passed through
after 4 hours.
You were cleared, actually. Right. And you talked about opening a bank account. Was it easy for you to do so?
No, no.
Nothing was easy in France.
Nothing was easy. You need lots of time. French administration like a lot, many documents, many documents as you want, as you can. So firstly, I needed a job. Without a job, you can't open a bank account. You need a visa, and, well, these two were the principal requirements to open a bank account. Once you have that, you can go, and you need many explanations, because there are different possibilities to open a bank account. But if you don't have a job, in my case, for example, because I'm not European, so for me it was almost impossible to open it, to get a bank account. So I first a job, then the visa or my residence card, and at that moment I could think about having a bank account, not before.
Right, thank you. And to speak about another subject, do you have the French nationality?
No, nowadays I have a green card.
What?
Green card.
A green card. What do you mean? A green card? Is it
A green
for
card is
France?
different. Yeah, it's different. There are two different kinds of cards. I mean, the first one, a residence card in France, is just a card which is going to permit you just to stay for a short time.
So
I was talking about the bank account. No, sorry, about
nationality, the French nationality.
Yes, and exactly about residence card and the green card. The difference between these two kinds of cards are that for the residence card, you can have it just for 1 year, 6 months. That's all. This kind of card need to be renewed. For the green card, you can have it for 10 years for about. In my case, it's for 10 years, and to have it one more time, it's automatic. On the contrary, for the first one, you need to have a job. If you want this card to be renewed, you need to have a job or some other requirements. Very important. If you don't have that, you can't have one more time the residence card.
All right. And why have you chosen to stay permanently in France?
Well, because since the very beginning, I fell in love with your country. So with the language, the culture, the atmosphere, people, lifestyle, I fell in love absolutely with your country and your culture. So that's why I decided to stay permanently here.
What do you like most about France?
Many things. For example, historic monuments. I like history, so that's why. People, because it's very important. So on the one hand, I like the language, but it's a compliment. So both are something perfect. So people, the fashion in France, I like that as well. The fact that you can discuss with many people about everything, and after a discussion, you can continue being friends. So that's perfect. You can continue being friends just after having discussed about politics or religion or I think whatever. That's perfect. Food, good wine. I like food. I like gastronomy in general. So that's perfect in France. We French people eat well, very very well. So many other things. The fact that being here, I'm practicing my French and I'm improving my French every day. And now I work. I have a good job here. So another reason, the principal reason today. And
So
I'm in love.
So you haven't planned to go back to your country?
Well, it's a question
Peru.
I don't ask myself nowadays. I'm telling myself, well, if someday I don't have anymore a job, if I find some problems, if I'm alone, if I anyhow negative reasons to continue staying here. At that moment, I come back to Colombia to come to my country. But for the moment, everything is okay. Good job. To quit now my job, no, is not going to be a very intelligent thing. So I continue.
Okay, I said Peru, but you're from Colombia, of course. Sorry.
Any problem?
So
They
what
are
do
my
you?
neighbors.
Yes, definitely. So what do you dislike about France? On the other hand,
On the other hand, well, the fact that French people are criticizing everything without taking a new look at themselves. They are expert for every kind of topic, but they don't look at themselves, and that's the negative point point of being here. But well, other things, strikes. Sometimes strikes are obviously something that sometimes I don't like, but most of the times they are right, making a strike.
all right. And are they French stereotypes according to you?
Are you sure? Do you want to hear that?
Yes, of course. That's what I'm asking the question. Tell us about it.
Well, there are many actually, there are many stereotypes concerning French people. In Latin America, for example, we say French people are stinky, hot, they are not nice, they are lazy.
They've got such a bad reputation then in your country.
I'm sorry, I asked first.
Wow.
So a reason why they are stinky is because from the history, I don't remember the king, but one of the kings, they had a bath for just 27 times in her life. I don't remember if it was Francois the Third or something like that. I don't remember. Anyhow, it was history, and well, nowadays in Latin America, for example, we still have that reputation, and that's why French people created the most elegant fragrances around the world. The best perfumes all around the world are French. So I'm sorry.
That's the myth about French people then.
French
fact that
people,
they
that's the stereotype. Nowadays
All
I'm
right.
living here, but I think I can say is not true. It's not the truth.
Definitely not, of course.
Well, other stereotypes, they are lazy because they just work 35 hours a week. But I can say it's very comfortable now when living here, and it's very nice to work just that. Because in Colombia, for example, we were 48 hours a week, and that's a lot. So now I can compare. Today, the lifestyle is very practical, and I like very much.
Anything else that you would like to add, or?
No, I think it's all concerning stereotypes. Something I like a lot concerning stereotypes, a positive one, it's is that French and French people is the language of sciences, philosophy, and that's great because I have learned a lot of that, and thanks to that.
Okay, thank you very much, Neider,
Welcome, my pleasure.
for your time, and we'll see you soon
Okay.
on the video. Bye bye.
Bye.